What's up, guys? Hades here. So, we just got the new event into the game. There's a bunch I want to talk about. I did all the math on all the things you should be buying in this shop. And this is what I want to focus on, the shop. This is the most important thing in every event like this. These are where the goodies are. Okay, so first we'll talk about the coin options and then the marble options. Keep in mind, it's just after reset. The event is not quite fixed. You cannot collect these little decoration tokens, but we're not going to concern ourselves about that. This one's about the spending. Now, just finishing the event, you're going to get 9 marbles for the 3,500 gems, and you're going to get 30 marbles for 20 bucks. And you're also going to get 9 marbles for free. These are very important. I have these in the sheet. Don't worry about them. Looking at what you can buy with them. First of all, there's the expensive ones. There's 200 coins to buy a few things. The first one at the very bottom, do not buy this. This is terrible. These are the free ones. You get these all the time from events. You get them pretty much everywhere. They have little to no value except for leveling up your gear, and you just don't need them. It's not worth the coins. Now, this is definitely where you want to buy or spend your coins first. Save up to 200. Buy the Stardust. 100 Stardust is fantastic. There's only a few events that give 100, and they take a month, right? So get this, take this to the bank, and run with it. The next option is the 60 random immortal frags. This one is decent. I would say take a little consideration into this one and see, would I want to spend 200 coins to get 60 random frags, which could be completely useless or very valuable, depends what you're looking at, or do I want 200 5-minute speed ups? And then you have a debate. And I would say at my stage of the game, if you're a long-term player, the speed ups are just better. I personally will not be buying the random immortal fragments because I can buy 999 of these 5 minutes. I'm then going to do the 10 minutes first because you can only buy 10 of them. And I'm going to spend the remainder of my event just stacking 5-minute speedups. I love stacking 5-minute speedups. If you've been watching my channel at any time, you know how much I love them. I have 83,000. I'm on a journey to get 100,000. Now, let's dive into the math because that's the most important thing. You can buy $10 bundle for 8. 20 for 15 and 50 for 25. The value drops off a tad bit, but not as much as other events. So I'm actually quite happy with this. 8 double 8 is 16, so it's only 1 minus. A lot of times it's much less than that, but I'm going to show you some tricky math that they did that they definitely were thinking about when making this event. So if you buy the 20 and the 3,500, which I highly recommend, you're going to get 42 marbles in total. Now, what can we buy with these marbles? Okay, well, that's the next important thing. And then we're going to look here, and there are 4 very interesting things. The one that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole are these selection chests. These are totally useless. Just use your gems open chest if you really want to. The dragon chest, you do not need this. Now, if you are a chaos player or you plan on buying chaos, max this one first. I cannot stress to you how hard it is to acquire these. On the weekend, you have the trader, and they only give 4 for a few thousand gems, and it ramps up. And so getting just 30 on the weekend costs like almost 20,000 gems. But you're getting 10 for 5, and that is just insane value. And you could buy 14 of them, which means you can get 140 Crimson Moonlight. I cannot stress how good this is. I'm going to show you my immortals. I currently have Poseidon and Athena, which I'm working on. Poseidon is nearly 20, but look at this. He's almost instantly going to go 19 and 20 from this event alone, when I was planning to have him 20 in about 2.5 weeks, kind of depending on my luck in pinball. Pinball is the other place to get them, and it's so slow. I spent 100 balls on pinball a few days ago, and I only got 16. Just to give you some context there, and that's why these are so important, why I'm hyping them up so much. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Chaos Selection chest, and I'll give you a reason why. One, these marbles is very expensive, and I'll show you the math later. But 2 is when you put all chests into an immortal, you're going to end up with immortal with only like 1, 2, or 3 artifacts instead of having a bunch of artifacts to level up their progression. When you rush it with all chests, you're going to lose some of that value, the end game value. You're going to have to respin the wheel for artifacts later anyways. Now, if the game changes and we get updates and there's new ways to get artifacts, then it won't matter as much. But keep that in mind when you're getting these kind of chests. Now, what I do recommend for the vast majority of players is this right here, the selection chest. It's so good. It doesn't matter what kind of element you have for your March. You're going to want to get these and max out your Alex, your Charles, your Zenobia. If you're a fire player, you're going to want to get your Hippolyta, your Wu, your anything, right? And the sky's the limit for this. Now, the cool thing is these are 40, and you're getting 42 for the $20 plus the 3,500 gems plus the 3 free ones, and that's the 42 number. Now, I made a chart here. These are the price of each one and the limit you can buy. And so here's the total number of crystal marbles you need if you want them all. Now, I went ahead and broke down the math. If you want to get all 3 selection chests, it's going to cost you a pretty decent amount of money. So the math breakdown is you need 120 to get them all, minus the 42, but that's going to cost $20, so keep that in mind, which I didn't actually add into this total. I'll add that at the end here. So when you're buying the 10 and 20, it's 23, and you're going to have to do it 3 times, but you're going to notice you're going to be short by a lot. You're going to have 69, and if you add 8, which is $10 more, you're not actually going to make the total. So if you want this one, which I definitely think is the best, you're going to miss it by 1, which means you can't actually buy a 10. You have to buy the 20, which means it's going to cost $110, which is actually $130 because of this 20, which I didn't add, which means it's actually going to cost you about $65 per artifact. Now, actually, math is wrong here. It should be 130 divided by 3 because there's 3. So let's do that real quick. 130 divided by 3 is actually going to be about 43 per artifact, which is actually historically quite good. I'd say the average historically has been about 50 to 70. So this is not bad value at all. I do recommend it, and of course the first one is pretty cheap, just the $20 and some gems. So if you want to be super value, I would get 1 selection chest. If you're really hunting something and you want to finish it, this is the time to do it. They're only 43 each on average. Now the chaos chest, I'm looking at all of these with the subtraction of the 42 you get, but I did not add this 20, so I'll be adding that at the end of these too. You need 88. It's going to cost 120 to finish that, but I did not add that 20, so the total is actually 140. And then the Moonlight, I didn't add that 20, so it's actually going to be 60. You're going to need about $60 to get all these, and like I said earlier, this is just a crazy number. It's kind of unbelievable how little it takes. Because you just need the 20 here, and then you're going to need 2 10s and a 20, and that's pretty much all the marbles you need. And then the dragon shards, don't touch them, don't buy them, don't use the crystals for them. It's not going to be worth it. I promise you, you will save yourself a lot of money not buying dumb things. Now, if you want to get more than one thing, you're going to have to kind of use these packs and values to your advantage, but keep in mind the 50 gets a little less value, and you only, I believe, get 1 per day. Yeah, the storage limit is 1, 1, 1. So you're going to need to do the math beforehand. I try to help as much as I can with the math. Again, my recommendations, if you're going chaos, absolutely get the Moonlight. If you really want this chest, you're going to do Moonlight, then the chest, and then that's going to be a much higher total. And if you're getting the selection chest, very good value. Consider getting 1 and just doing 20, or consider getting the 3 and doing the 43 per artifact. Both ways are pretty good. This event functions pretty much as normal as possible. You raid gnomes, do the daily stuff. You defeat a gnome army, and you collect these little Heart of Innocence, and you get the tokens. So that's my advice on the spending for this event. I do think there are some great values, a bunch of great free things, a bunch of great spending things. So no matter what kind of player you are, there is going to be a ton of value for you in this event. And if you like these kind of videos, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.